But her album reached #1 on Billboard, and it spent 39 weeks up there, right? And it had Flying and Super Bass and Right Through Me and Did It On 'Em and Your Love and my favorite, Moment for Life, because I was in LA, you know what I'm saying? I was a little hot young thing, and I was like, man, I'm trying to have this moment for life, you know what I'm saying? But listen, Nicki struck a very sour chord in me. A very sour chord in me when I seen her on the 54th annual Grammy Awards, alright? And she performed Roman Holiday, okay? I don't know if you guys caught that, if you guys watched that. But let me break it down to you about what it really was, okay? Roman Holiday basically showed her, and she was confessing the priest, and the priest was like holding his hands over because, you know, she was crazy and she's done all kinds of crazy things. And then it flashes to the exorcism of Roman. Right? The exorcism of Roman showed this priest coming in, and she was putting makeup on her. She's like, I'm so pretty. And when the priest comes in, she like crawls up a corner, and the priest was like, what is your name? And she's like, Roman. You know how she does it. She's all crazy. Then it flashes to the set. It flashes to the performance. And Nicki is like strapped to this freaking table, and she's performing Roman Holiday, okay? Now let me tell you what Roman Holiday means, alright? Let me tell you. Sorry, I got all my books and stuff around here. Roman Holiday means this, okay? Enjoyment or satisfaction derived from observing the suffering of others. That is what her song Roman Holiday means, okay? So she's strapped to this table, and then in her performance, there's dancing priests and red candles, and it looks like you're in a freaking seance. And then she levitates off this table, and there's this choir singing "Come All Ye Faithful," which is a hymn, is a hymn, right? But at the end of it, she says, "I am Roman Zelensky," right? And okay, so I am Roman Zelensky means this. That is a demigod reference, which means in Exodus 3, God says, I am that I am, meaning I am everything that is. You know what I'm saying? I'm your provider. I am your supporter. I am your strength. I am your love. I am your comforter. I am your Prince of Peace. I am your, all of these. I am that. So he takes on that identity. With her, she said, I am Roman Zelensky. So she took on that identity. You know what I'm saying? That's her alter ego. Also in Roman Holiday, she says that I am the ultimate Svengali, right? Now, I don't know if you guys know what Svengali means, but I'm going to tell you. You already know I'm going to tell you. Alright, check this out, okay? You guys are going to trip out. Svengali means this: a person who exerts excessive control over other people. Svengali was a 1931 movie about a sinister music maestro who uses music hypnosis and telepathic mind control to control this woman that he loves. But he uses it through music. And she says, I am the ultimate Svengali. Okay, we're gonna get into what that means in a second. But let me tell you something really quick. When people tell you something through music, it is very powerful, or any type of form of media. Okay, Nicki Minaj is a strategic. She is part of a cult of the elite. Okay, and when she performs these demonic rituals and seances right in front of you and tells you that she's a freaking person who exerts excessive control over people through music, take that as a little hint. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you joking? She had documentaries on E, right? And they were called My Truth and My Time Is Now. All right? So I was curious. I'm like, who is this Roman Zelensky? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the type of person for people to tell me what they are and then not do my own research. You know what I'm saying? But everybody was just comfortable with her saying she has this Roman Zelensky dude in her, and nobody was asking no questions. But I'm the type of person that asks questions. I don't know about you, but that's how I am. And she said in this interview, she said, She said it like this. I'm gonna do it. I try to do it like her, but I'm not possessed, so I don't know how good I can do it, how good I can pull it off. She said, Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me and says the things that I don't want to say. He was born just a few months ago, I think. I think he was born out of rage. He was conceived in rage, and he bashes everyone, and he threatens to beat people, and he's violent. And then the interviewer was like, it must be nice to have an ignorant loudmouth who you can blame. And she looks right at him, and you know what, those freaking Nicki Minaj eyes that don't look like they're from this dimension, you know what I'm talking about. She's always like, right? She goes, he wants to be blamed. Just like that. I'm not joking. Like, he wants to be blamed. I asked him to leave, but he can't. He is here for a reason. People have brought him out. This next line just spun me around, okay? She said this. People conjured him up, and now he won't leave. Okay, conjure. She said people have conjured him up, right? That's what she said, right? You can go check it and see the interview if you don't believe me, right? Conjure means this. To conjure mean, and it's a, okay, first of all, it's a witchcraft word. Conjure was made as witchcraft language, okay? So the fact that she says conjure means this. There had to actually be like a tribute where she is the subject, and there are people that practice heavy witchcraft. Trust, yes. Yes, and they conjure up spirits and they place it into a subject. So now they're demonically possessed or demonically influenced. And that's where she gets the lyrics to her words. She said in her documentaries, I don't know where the words come from. They just come to me. Where do they do these kind of tributes? I dare you to look up the Ozarks, and I dare you to look up Bohemian Grove. Do your homework. She is part of a cult. The practice of heavy witchcraft, an ancient witchcraft word. Ephesians 6:12 says, for our struggles isn't against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities, against the powers of the dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. It's right there in plain sight. Listen, listen to me. I am not telling anybody to be religious. That's not what I'm telling you at all. What I'm telling you, because religion and its whole structure has been very corrupt since the beginning. What I am telling you, and a lot of people have been set off by religion, okay? What I'm telling you is let God be your religion. Be spiritual. Have a relationship with God. He will talk to you, I promise. He is not a liar, and his word is true. The Bible is so correct that even scholars and scientists are looking to it for to see what's going to happen next in the world because it's so accurate in its prophecy. The Bible is the truth. So it says it in plain English right here. The struggles aren't against our flesh and blood. They're against the rulers and against the authorities. God already knew that. You know what I'm saying? She is a power of the dark world and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Now, we are about to get super deep, so I hope you guys aren't falling out on me yet. Let me talk to you about how this happened. How media is played such a huge role. Okay? All right. So, let me tell you this. In the beginning, there was God. Okay? And God had his angels, and they were thriving and living it up in paradise. Right? And there was this angel, and his name was Lucifer. And I'm going to tell you why right now media is so prevalent. Lucifer was the entertainment angel, okay? In some studies, it said that there was actual instruments embedded into Lucifer's body because he was made for worship. Like, he was so beautiful and he was so talented, and God loved Lucifer, okay? Loved him. But in all of Lucifer's vanity, and now see if this sounds familiar, in all of Lucifer's vanity and in all of his talent, he thought he could be as great as God, and he thought he could be a God himself, right? And that's blasphemy. You never think that you could be bigger than your creator, ever. You know what I'm saying? So that was the original sin. That was the original sin, okay? Because he's always been the king of lies. So God felt so betrayed by Lucifer and the conglomerate of angels that were plotting against God to be as big as him. He sent him into hell. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have that type of thought already, like, what else are you going to think about? You know what I'm saying? God couldn't trust him. You know what I mean? God gave him everything, but he wanted more. And so he went into hell. And God totally excommunicated him from heaven. And that's what hell was made for. Hell was never made for humanity, ever. Ever, right? But Lucifer devised a plot. Since in all of his wrath and unforgiveness towards God, Lucifer devised a plot that one day he was going to fulfill his one goal in existence, and that was to be a god. And he was going to make God's images and God's creation worship him. And you may not think that you're worshiping him, family, but through idols like a self-proclaimed possessed demonic idol like Nicki Minaj, who blasphemes God all the time, who has nothing to do with any type of spiritual connection, and yet she dresses up like Jesus in her videos, and she's in front of Noah's Ark, and she's just openly demonic. She just doesn't care. She tells everybody that she is possessed. All right? You don't think that Lucifer can use media? He was the entertainment angel. That's what he is versed in. That is his doctorate's degree. That is what he specializes in. You don't think that Lucifer can use the media? I told you what conditioning was. Everything now, we are conditioned every second. Americans are so consumed in technology, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whether it be your cell phone, whether it be internet, whether it be TV, radio, anything. We are walking zombie nation right now because we'd rather live in a cyber world than in reality. We'd rather watch other people's reality than live in our own. We are there, people. We are there. We're so disconnected. We're so divided. We're so without love and without trust. We're so godless. And that's where Lucifer has groomed us to. That's his conditioning. He's wanted it this way since the beginning. He's wanted to be your God. But he hates you. He's like a thief in the night that comes to steal, kill, and destroy you. He hates everything about you, but he knows your temptations. If God is the master of your strength, then he is the master of your weakness. So don't get it twisted. Though it is hard living for Christ. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's easy. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect, because I fall every day. Every day. But God lifts me back up, and he forgives me. But I try to do my best, and I try to turn from my wicked ways. And that's what he honors. That's what he honors. He is real, family. Don't let the enemy win in your life. Don't let him win. So, like I said, I wanted to see who Roman was. Okay? Nicki talks more about Roman than she has ever before. She's dedicated both her albums to him. In 2012, there's Roman Reloaded, and it peaked at #1, and it made Nicki Minaj the highest charting female rapper in charts history. Okay? And then we have Roman Reloaded, the re-up. It comes out on and now she comes out as and the majority of her songs, she is Roman. Like, it's like she's totally dove into this demon possession, and he is the more prevalent personality in her. Let's talk about the Romans, shall we? Who is Roman, and what is the historical roots of Roman? Do you guys want to find out? Because it's about to get real deep. I'm not joking you, but you got to hang on with me because there's a lot to say. The Romans were the most powerful and the most ruthless and the most hostile people in the ancient world. Okay? They ruled from 3rd century BC to 16th century AD. That's about 1700 years of dominance, okay? The Romans were the bad boys. We've all seen 300. You know what I'm saying? Like,